Well, advocates for the people either convicted or awaiting trial in the attack on the U.S. Capitol again stood outside a Washington, D.C. jail today waiting for everyone to be released. Yesterday, President Donald Trump signed a sweeping pardon for pretty much everyone involved in the January 6th attack. That's regardless of the level of crime. And that's roughly 1,500 people who were either charged, convicted, or pleaded guilty.
President Trump issued those pardons on his very first day in office. A few dozen of those convicted in the case and now pardoned live in the Metro. Fox 4's Kevin Barry here now after trying to track some of them down today and tonight. Kevin?
Yeah, John and Bria, we met one defendant's spouse who told us that he left town to see family as soon as he got news of the pardons because he no longer had any travel restrictions. Hi, this is Kevin Barry from Fox 4. We're looking for Jennifer Parks. We were hoping to talk to you about the Trump pardons for people who pled guilty to January 6th offenses. A handful of doors we tried to knock on went unanswered, but one former neighbor of a January 6th defendant from Leavenworth called her former neighbor a traitor. That was the home where Jennifer Parks used to live. She pleaded guilty to going into the Capitol building with another Leavenworth resident, and they documented it all with pictures. The neighbor wouldn't do an interview with us on camera, but she said she was angry the January 6th defendants were being celebrated after President Trump pardoned nearly all of them and commuted more than a dozen other sentences on his first day in office.
We had 1,500. We have 16 under review. As you know, we commuted about 16 of them because it looks like they could have done things that were not acceptable for a full pardon.
Fox 4 spoke with federal defense attorney Matthew Merriman 4 years after the riot at the Capitol earlier in January. He predicted the wide-ranging nature of the pardons, even for people who admitted to breaking the law.
They're undoing a lot of really hard work by individuals, and most of these people that were charged and pled guilty accepted responsibility and said what they did was wrong.
So Missouri's 5th District Congressman Emanuel Cleaver released a statement today calling January 6, 2021 one of the darkest days in American history, and that this deeply disgraceful action by the president will only further inflame divisions within the nation while reopening the wounds of that tragic day. We have his full statement online at fox4kc.com.